So what's going on? So today we're kind of taking a look at my my truck here, and I'm gonna be swapping back over to it because I still got studs on the car. I need a windshield, need an inspection sticker. So sure, I don't really want to be driving this right now. Really want to put it up so I can do some work to it. So we're gonna be swapping back over to the truck, and we're gonna do another video. I'm probably gonna be trying to do a daily vlog of homeless living out of a rotted out piece of shit, because as you guys can see, needs bumper. I really need leaf springs, shocks. I did brake lines. I need rotors because the rotor on the driver's side is corroded on the back and it's completely fucked. Whenever I do braking in this truck, it's it's that bad. But you know, I blew a brake line, and the calipers look like they were pulled out of the ocean. And there's no way that bleeder screws are gonna be. The fucking brake pads were shot. I had to run brake lines all the way to the master cylinder. But we're gonna be doing some videos on, you know, either fixing this truck up or, you know, whether or not it's worth fixing up. This side's not too bad, but as you can see, that mount's gone. The floor pan's gone. Right? Is it worth fixing up, or is it worth just saving up for another truck? You know, I definitely need leaf springs here. Yeah, I need to repair the exhaust. Maybe we'll do some daily vlogs of what I'm fucking with. Today I'm going to show you guys a trick. This isn't the best trick in the world. I don't even know if it's going to work. Like, you can see the door. You can see right into the cab. The door sticking out way too far. And it's tight down bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a jack to see if we can push and bend the hinges to what I want. This is not a good way to do it, but it's what we've got, okay? So I'm going to use a cinder block and a piece of wood because this is a high truck. Wish it was a high boy. We're gonna bend it. I'm gonna bend it there. As you can see, I've taken a hammer and tapped it. I've also, so to be honest, I won't even lie, in frustration about a year ago when this originally happened, the hinge was pushed too far out, and I tried, but I ended up just taking a hammer and pounding the whole door in. I used a punch to get in there and pounded it in. Yeah, I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. You can see the guy who had before me, he did some very shitty body work. There was a whole thing on here too, and it was trash. One tap here, and the whole thing fell right off. So, yeah, I think this probably... I'm actually shocked. One thing about... If you look at any of these older trucks, one thing you always want to look at is these right here. The leaf spring shackles that go right up to the frame, because these, especially on the lighter duties, they have a tendency to collect water. Water just sits up there and rots the fuck out. Alright, that shocks. Yeah, I just did new shocks on this, brand new, can't you tell? Yeah, I need shocks, so you can probably fucking tell. So, you know, push that up a bit. I've already been working on this a little bit. So every single way you push the door up, like if I do it with the door close to the truck, it's gonna want to push the door this way, right? Toward those hinges. It's gonna put pressure on those hinges going this way. If you bring the door all the way out, it's gonna put the pressure on the door going that way. Again, all of this puts pressure on these hinges, right? Every time you do this adjustment, it is gonna put pressure on the hinges and then the metal behind it. So this is not like a fix you want to ever have to do, right? If you're starting to have these issues, shoes start test your hinges, you know, pick up on the door if there's any sort of play in the door and everything's tight on the door. Just change the hinges, right? They get worn out over time, especially on these older trucks. But we broke over here. As you can see, I've already in, you know, frustration because I'm broke. I don't have any money. My door won't shut because it stopped shutting. It, as you can tell, it got caught. That when the door sagged one day, it got caught, pulled the whole thing, and it ripped all the way out. You know, so the top was out. So I'm trying to get it in just so I can close my fucking door because I live out of my truck. So in frustration, I just beat it back into place because it was already bent all the way out, guys. Like this damage was not something, you know, that I wanted to do, but it was something I had to do just to get the door to shut. Right. So, seeing right now if we can just solve this issue for today, or at least get the door to shut all the way and not have a gap all the way up to the top there. Let me pause this video. So, I'm going to pause the video in a second. I'm going to work on it here. So, what I'm going to do is try to get this as close to the truck as possible here. So here, I'm going to try to get as close to the truck as possible. I'm going to jack it up. That way we can put pressure going this way. So if you look at the door, what we're going to do is we're going to have pressure going this way from the bottom up, putting pressure. Because the door wants to pivot. The bottom hinge is trying to stop it from going, you know, this way. So it's going to want to pivot on the top hinge, pushing that top hinge that way and that way. Because if you bring it out, you're going to put pressure on the door going this way toward the truck, right? Every way you do it is going to put pressure in a certain direction. You have to understand which way the door wants to pivot when you do this. I call this the door jack alignment method. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. The jack method. And it is a backyard. This door needs to shut, and it won't shut method. As you can see, just me doing it, I've already done this a few times, and it's already wanting to shut a lot better. It was actually hitting on the metal piece, on the striker right here. It was actually hitting it, and it wouldn't shut unless I lifted up on it. So let me get back with you. I'm gonna jack this up, and I have to hold it. So I'll be right back with you. Actually, I might be able to set you up right here. Here. See if I can use my bag here, guys, so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that'll work for a few minutes, guys. Alright. Let's see what we can do. I want to get this just a bit better. See if we can get this line here. See if we can get this line here lined up here. Once you get it almost lined up, guys, you just want to try to make micro adjustments. Okay, you don't want to do it like all the way up. Up. Let's see how that one's gonna work. Oh, that's about perfect, you guys. I don't think I'm gonna get that any better. As you can see what I did there, you know, brace it with whatever you got. Try to put a piece of wood in there so you're not damaging your door if you care. You know, if you don't care about damage, just, you know, pack it with a couple cinder blocks, whatever you got. You know, this isn't an exact science, right? It's kind of more of an art form. Body work is definitely an art form that I am not the best at, right? Yeah, look at that, dude. I don't think I could have gotten that much better if I tried. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That'll keep water out and not let air get in there. Perfect. Fuck yeah. That still looks like shit. I really need to get me some body hammers. I don't know what I'll be able to do with this. Probably tap all the high spots down and see if maybe I can use some, get it to a point where I can use some body filler and some, some glaze coats to see if I can maybe recreate that line. I don't know. Definitely not my biggest concern, right? So, see if I can show you guys what it looks like from the underneath. So, as you guys can probably tell here, that is not exactly great looking, right? So, yeah, that body line is the least of my concerns right now. I don't know. Let me know, guys, in the comments. Is this truck worth saving? It is a 7.3 Power Stroke with 180K on it. Like, you know, I got it for $4,000. Is this truck worth salvaging? You know, if me, you know, my buddy was talking to me about, you know, starting a GoFundMe to fix my broke down truck, I doubt I'll do that, just because, you know, unless like a lot of people, you know, it was like, hey, you know, I want to contribute, I want to see this thing mint again, you know, and I'm only gonna, I don't ever see this thing ever being mint. I would like to maybe fix it up and restore it to a point where it's actually, you know, rust free, in good mechanical condition. You know, blemishes, who cares? I don't really give a shit about the blemishes, just, you know, structurally sound. But, or let me know, is it worth it to just buy a new truck and, you know, just do the work on maybe just saving up enough money to get another, you know, 7.3 diesel? Or I'm sure all you Ford haters will say, I'll get the 5.9 Cummins, or I will not get a Detroit, a 90s Detroit. Fuck off. Those motors are well, I mean, if you move the computer out from underneath the intake, they do make mod kits for that. It's really, you know, and you do some stuff to make it decent, it's really not a terrible engine. You just got to do the work for it. But I'd really rather have a first generation Duramax. But this is what we got, and we broke over here. So I'm gonna probably do some daily vlogs on just the state of the truck, the state of my situation, and just overall, you know, working on shit and fixing shit and just trying to keep up with shit, you know. I'm gonna start trying to do some daily vlogs, you know, on especially like trying to find parts and stuff for it, you know, of what I'm looking at. Maybe I can get some information from you guys. Maybe I can teach you some stuff on fixing up a truck when you're fucking broke and homeless, living out of a truck, right? Alright, guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the tip on how to realign your door and the update of my truck.